Hey guys, welcome back to another video in which we're going to be having a chat about H5P. So I basically want to give you a quick introductory run through on sort of how to set up a basic drag and drop sort of fill in the blank activity. So the first thing that we're going to do is when we enter into our course page is we're going to jump to the top right here and we're going to turn editing on. Then in whichever week you wish this activity to take place, I want you to go to that week. So for instance, if you want this H5P activity to be in week 1, then scroll down and go into week 1. Just for the purpose of making this video, I'm going to go into resources. Then once you're within that particular week, down at the bottom here, it says add an activity or resource. I want you to click that and look for this little black box here for H5P interactive content. We're going to tick that and click add. Now, this is going to bring up a heap of different sort of menus and then menus within menus. Don't worry too much. Don't get sort of too freaked out. The first thing we want to do is we want to select the content type. Now, there are a lot of different activities that you can choose from here. Just to try and keep things nice and simple, I'm going to click drag the words. So we're going to click on that. And as you can see, it's going to bring up a new menu here. So under title, I'm just going to call this week 1 activity, drag the words. Now these title and task descriptions can be whatever you like. It's up to you. Now the next part that we need to do is the actual fill the blank activity. So what I've done here is I've just copy pasted a fill the blank activity that I've got in my biochemistry workbook. And we can see here, I've just sort of bolded it and got it in red for the correct answer, but the students would just have sort of an underline that they would write on. Now for H5P, what we need to do is essentially tell the software that these particular parts here, which I have sort of underlined and in red, that is the answer. And we want it to remove that word. And we do this by using an asterisk. So we can see here, these are the exact same paragraph, but in this second part down here, instead of it having just bolded as an underline, I've just put an asterisk on either side. Now, note, you do not need to have these bolded. I just bolded them to make it a little bit easier to see. So what I'm going to do is just take this paragraph, copy, and we're going to go back to H5P, and we can see under the text part, we can see there's a little example here. We're just going to press paste. And the next part here we want to look at is behavioral settings. So I'm going to expand that. It's important that we allow them to enable a retry so that if they get, say, 3 out of 5 or 2 out of 5, they can reattempt the question. Now, this one is up to you. I prefer not to enable show solution purely because what I'm trying to avoid is students opening up the activity, they sort of half-heartedly attempt it, go, I didn't get it right, and just jump straight for the answer, which sort of null and voids the learning process. So I enable them to retry it, so they can reattempt it as many times as they want, but I do not allow them to see the solution because when they have finished it, the H5P software will basically mark it for them instantaneously. Now, once we are done, you can then click Save and Return to Course. Now, once we click that, you can now see this H5P activity is now done. So if I click on this activity, we can see that our activity is now in place. And what the students have to do is they can then see the list of words that we have removed. We can then click and drag and we can check, look at that, we got the right answer. So guys, that is the first of these little mini series I'm going to do for you. This first one was just drag the words. The next one I want to do is looking at how to take these activities, but put them into a video. So you can have a video running and students can do these activities at the same time. I'll see you then.